What's up, everybody? I'm Tim. This is Evil Penguin Games. Today, we're going to take a first look at the latest from Paizo, the Gamemastery Guide. Now, this is for Pathfinder 2nd Edition. Now, what makes this book a little bit different than the other supplements that they've released is this one is primarily for the Game Master. Now, anybody can read it. They can get what they want out of it, gives different mechanics, but this is primarily a tool for the Game Master. It's going to give more in-depth rules. It's going to break down suggestions, basics, basically trying to give you as a Game Master the tools to succeed. Whether you've been, being a Game Master for years, you've been running Pathfinder or other games, or this is your first time. You've never run before. This thing is going to do all sorts of help for you. It's going to break down, the basics of your phases, like your combats, your exploration, things like that. And it's just designed to help make you a better game master and just make your life easier. So, first thing on here, it's Paizo. It's a quality print. Artwork is amazing. I absolutely love the picture of the dragon and her on the front. So let's take a closer look. Alright guys, the Game Mastery Guide. Now at 255 pages, this is going to be broken down into 5 different sections. The Game Mastery Basics, and this is what's going to help a lot of newer GMs with things like running encounters, running exploration, running downtime. A lot of different breakdowns of how to handle just different aspects of the game. The second section is going to be tools. You're going to build creatures, hazards, items, just all the small details within your game. Then the third one, subsystems, is going to talk about victory points, influence, chases, reputation, leadership, all sorts of different things and ways that you can have more going on in the background. Number 4 is going to be the variant rules. Now, this is all going to be dependent on how you run your game. You could have deep backgrounds, ability score variants, level 0 characters is a section. Just how you can handle stamina, skill points, things like that. Then section number 5 is the NPC Gallery. Now, I can't tell you how many times that I have had to just run by the skin of my teeth coming up with various NPCs. Just if my players wanted to go into a bar or a room that I hadn't planned on, I've got to come up with somebody they can talk to. And depending on if they start a fight, what am I going to do? Just basically, this whole section is a lifesaver as far as having stat blocks and different things that you can just pull from. So let's start looking through. The artwork on here is, as always, on point. I've always loved the druid character with her animal companion. And then you start to get into some cool stuff. They definitely went into a little bit different direction, I think, with the artwork in here than they usually do. Like, here it shows one of the heroes is possessed and attacking her friends. Oh, it's all blur. Yep, there we go. Now you can see it better. Definitely a cool shot there. Now again, this is not necessarily going to be a book that everybody has to buy for their collection, but anybody as a game master, I highly recommend it. It is definitely worth the extra info and the extra help that it gives you. Now, I'm not a super experienced game master, but I have been running a few different games of other RPGs and even Pathfinder 2nd Edition for a little while. And I have gone through this, and it just was very helpful. anything that helps you hone your craft and what you're doing, I definitely think that it is worth a look. Helps you with how to structure your campaign, different rewards. And designing encounters. Like in the artwork, the champion is basically running into a demon, it looks like. Very poetic. Then you have a table here of, what you can do for treasure encounter, social encounters, things like that. Gold pieces, what something is worth. Like if you had a different level of encounter, what the reward would be. Suggestions on drawing maps. And then building your creature. That is just a mismatch or a hodgepodge of everything, and I kind of want it. Here we have more tables on, perception, skills, what you can give to your monsters. So here we have different ones. You've got demon, daemon, devil, dragon. Just basically a whole rundown of different trait abilities for different creatures you can create. So you didn't necessarily have to have a pre-construct of a devil, but you know that if you are making a devil, that it would have immunities like fire, resistances of physical except silver, poison. So it just helps give you what those, monsters, things, their abilities and things that they should have, and then you can build from there. How to build hazards. I will say there is nothing more fun sometimes than building a trap for your team, for your playgroup to go through, especially if it's like one that you're just proud of. It's just a fun, crafty one. But then they'll do something like roll a 20 and they'll see everything, and then you don't get to do anything cool. The one thing that I've never been really good at is building good items, like magical items and things. I've never been like really good at giving like ones that are lasting, or you can give a cool backstory, but you have to find that balance of not being overpowered and the balance of meaning, like you want it to be worthwhile but not necessarily overpowered. Just a whole big section here on various artifacts and items. And then here we have various diseases that you can put your group through. Drugs to heal the diseases. And then this section is about building worlds. So this is my favorite part anytime that I start working on a campaign, is I like to world build. Now, I usually have an idea that I start with, and just kind of, I never really have a campaign in mind. It's, I want to go and this dragon controls this province, and then I just build out from there. That's usually how I start my campaigns. Not necessarily with a dragon, but We've got different settlements, stat blocks for settlements. Ooh, planes. Planar stat blocks. Just basically, if you wanted to go to any of the planes, we've got Hell, Nirvana, Dimension of Time, Subsystems, Victory Points. Influence. So this would be if you had to do with a lot of, be it politics or intrigue. She's on trial there, it appears. Go figure, the Berserker made somebody angry. Research. Setting up chases and obstacles. See, this is one that I thought was cool. With helping with reputation or things like that. So making sure that if your team is doing something, that if it may benefit the party, but if it is upsetting the locals, then you're kind of ruining your reputation around. And if this is campaign and this is the long haul, you know, what's going to happen if they have to go back to town and they've done something to upset the locals? Maybe they can't buy those potions they need. You know, it just definitely puts layers onto things. And if you like to run campaign with a lot more, we'll just say political lean on it, then this is a huge help because it just kind of helps you show, you know, like make them realize that there are consequences to their actions in the story and not just be murder hobos. And it even has one for vehicles section. Different alignment variants. So we have a whole breakdown. So we have fully lawful, somewhat neutral, and fully neutral. Just kind of break things down. Now, like in any game, I'm not a huge black and white person when it comes to alignments, because nothing is like that in real life. I genuinely try to encourage people to be a little bit more human in how they interact and how their alignments are, because some decisions are tough, they're hard, and they may be a little bit more gray. So I do like how they give a much, you know, it's more broken down into not just you are either all the way evil or evil but you don't do anything, or you are, you know, lawful, chaotic, neutral. There's more than just three, and this helps break that down more. Going further with backgrounds. Now what's cool about this is like it talks about you can work with your character or your players and really add depth to the story or campaign that you have, incorporating things from their backstory. Feats and features. Level 0 characters. Alright, now we've come to the final section, and arguably one of the best ever is the NPC Gallery. So we've got whole groups, like we've got criminals, charlatan. She's just happy to be here. Like, she looks like she's ready to party. She's got her guitar, got that step. The burglar. This is the fanciest assassin that I have ever seen. Devotees. See, this is cool. You've got Priest of Pharasma, just different religious sects. Downtrodden. Just a whole multitude of different characters that you would meet along the way. And this is one thing that I would never really think to have to make a stat block for, is like the labor. So like it's the help or the servants at a house. You know, you don't necessarily have them as a, you know, plot point or anything. They're just there to help. And then all of a sudden one of your players might do something to them, and then you're forced to have to have a stat block. So it's not a roll and then okay, yeah, that totally hits. You actually have something you can look on to for a quick help. And it's Johnny Depp. He's a mystic, apparently. Very cool. You've got your Jailor over here missing some teeth. See, why is it that jailers are always like the ugly ones? People make them look to be like these hideous, horrible monsters. You know, like you always have the dungeon, you know, keeper that's scarred and giant and massive. Why can't there be pretty jailers? That's what I want to know. Performers. Scholars even. Alright, and then we get to the glossary and index. Now, I hope that you found this informative and helpful. I will say that this is 100% worth every penny if you're a game master. If you're interested in learning a little bit more about the book and you're not a game master, still a good buy. But Pathfinder 2nd edition Game Mastery Guide, highly recommend it. Thanks for watching, guys. If you would hit that like button or subscribe, that would be absolutely amazing. And if you could comment, that helps out so much. Tell us what you thought about the video, things that you want to see, things that you want us to talk about, and we will love to see that in the comments. It just, you know, it helps us interact with you and with YouTube. If you would like to help out for as little as $2 a month, we have a Patreon, Evil Penguin Games. It's patreon.com/evilpenguingames, and it genuinely helps us get more content and help other, you know, content creators out there, like board games, things like that. So, thanks for watching with me, guys. You know, roll 20. Have a great night. Bye.